This video is about the parameters of the machine. We're going to show how we get into the parameter set, also how the parameters are divided into recipes, and also the importance, significance of each parameter. So we're in the home screen here, and operators are not allowed to go into parameters. They are not allowed to operator function is not allowed to go into the making changes. Only a supervisor or administrator can do that. So I'm going to log in as a supervisor. Let's say supervisor. For one. Password is our standard default password as PW. So I'm logged in as supervisor 1. My name is Victor. And I'm going to now go into parameters, and I can go into recipes 1 through 5 or 6 through 10. So let's say 1 through 5. The functionality of 6 through 10 is identical, so I will only demonstrate 1 through 5. So this screen is shows the 5 recipes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the various parameters. I will go through the details of these. So just for testing purposes, we have a set of parameters programmed in that, and the last digit goes along with the recipe. That's just for demonstration purposes. So 2501 is this function, 2, 3, 4, and 5, depending on the recipe. And I will describe also the functionality of this last ID. Over here, we go into a button that allows you to describe in a few words, basically, what the meaning of that recipe or an identifier for that recipe. So let's say is glove port X and or glove type E, whatever that may be. And these values can be actually altered right on the machine. We're going back. We're going to go into info, and here's a little bit a descriptor of the functions of the parameters. The top parameter is labeled as PO, and this stands for overpressure. When we inflate the glove, we inflate it to a value that is of programmed level, which is usually higher than the pressure at which it's going to be tested. That's calling for like a stretching process of the rubber of the glove itself. And then the next one is PS, as for starting pressure. So after we reach the overpressure and we stay at overpressure for a certain amount of time, we deflate the glove automatically to a starting pressure, and that's where the system is sealed up. The valves are shut off. And we allow time to expire in order to see whether the glove is integral or not. The PPF or pass-fail pressure is basically the level of pressure at the end of the leak test cycle that is used to compare the actual pressure value inside of the glove versus a pass-fail value. So if it's below that level, then it's going to fail. But if it's above that level, then it's passing. Inflate time is the maximum time allowed for inflating the glove. So let's say that the glove port interface is not properly installed. Well, it's not going to inflate the glove. And there's obviously a certain amount of time we allow for that function, so it doesn't go on forever. After that time, of course, you get an alarm and the machine stops the cycle. The TS is the stabilization time. This is the time that the glove is pumped at the overpressure value, the duration of that time. The TT is the leak test time. That's the duration during which the system or the glove is shut off and to allow the pressure to decay. And then the last parameter is the test item, which is either a glove or a gauntlet. The behavior of the machine is changes according of the type of glove that you're testing. If it's a full-blown gauntlet, meaning the shoulder all the way to the fingertips, then the functionality is a little different than testing of a glove. All right, so those are the functions. So each glove, or excuse me, each parameter can be changed. Let's say I want to change it to 2503, and it's programmed in there, and then it stays in there until it's changed again. And then a couple other functions. Of course, I can change the glove to gauntlet and back and forth. And last but not least is the save and escape. If I escape, naturally, the changes that were made to these values are not saved. And if I hit save, then it will ask you to confirm that, and that's it. So that I have just made a change to the parameters, and then if desired, I can go in there and print. And in this case, it would print on a remote printer.